Hey guys, Stealth here. 10v10, correction, 1v1 ranked. This time around I am using Commonwealth General deck, as per pretty much your recommendations. I want to get a win. I need to get a win. It's been, what, 3 episodes? This is number 4? And I really need to get this first victory in. So, my attack this time around is going to be happening on Mud Fight. I'm going to be putting up let's say a bit of a holding force on the right. Foxtrot is going to take an Aslav 2522, a tank. Let's go with a Coyote because it's very good optics, and I want a Stormer there. That's my strike package for right. Then, the town that's slightly in front of it. Let's go with Green Jackets. Not that likely to get attacked. Commandos. That should do. Leaves me a lot of units for the left. So let's go with Commandos. Highlanders for high capacity anti-tank. A couple of Assault Pioneers. We're gonna go with a Stalwart with Green Jackets. I want a Stormer over there in case we get heloed. I want to have 2 Chieftain Marksmans. 1 Maxis, and for the autocannon option I want to have 1 Rarden, and there we go. Now I am against another private this time around, Sea Nettle. His ping is pretty high at 400 ms, so I hope that he's not going to be able to, or that he's not going to drop out. That would be quite annoying for the both of us. I gotta say, I'm actually always quite nervous for these ranked games, because I think in episode 2 I got killed off in about 7 minutes. Episode 3 I got killed off in 5 minutes, and I am really not eager to break that record. I want to try and actually hang on a little longer than 5 minutes, if you'll believe it. So let's make sure that I do that. I'm going to play a bit more defensive, capture Foxtrot, put my tanks in my defensive line there, my infantry over here, and get the other strike package to move up to Alpha and start pushing through the woods there. Alright, let's get everything rolling. Now, as you may see, I have the unit viewer up. And that's because I want to be able to very, very quickly identify units. I've been experimenting a little bit with that in the 10v10 tactical games, where you usually only get one little bit of spotting in. And I hope that I'm going to be able to very, very quickly identify units by having this window up. Now, the fact that he isn't deploying a CV is, on the one hand, quite frightening. And on the other hand, it's a bit unusual. Oh, there, he captured both Bravo and Charlie. He might be using an infantry CV, unless he accidentally ended up moving it around. Moving up. Let's get a cheap Aslav 25 recon somewhere in there. Alright, so I'm ahead by 4 points. Very nice. Let's keep pushing. Oh, enemy, enemy, enemy. Highlanders, get in the building. Green Jackets, move. K511s, those are what? South Korean? Likely. Break off. Contacts right. Hold. Aslav. Pull back. Pull back. What do we have here? A couple groups of infantry. And we got an aircraft out. That could get really annoying. Well, most of it survived so far. These guys, not so much. I lost my recon on the right, so that's a bit of a problem. Hornet, break off. Need to start capping something, or I'm just gonna have to keep pushing forces forward. Hope for the best. You are another group of commandos. keep moving. We got there. K200. There's my Aslav. They do have spotters, so actually trying to get my command vehicle into this sector is suicide as it is. Push. Give me another group of green jackets over on the left, although I am almost running out. Stay at range. I have seen what Habium 90 can do at short range, and it's not pretty. Go kill the H1T. Looks like we got mortars over there. H1T is TOW 2 missiles. Why would you want to use that? I don't have units that are that expensive. Units down. Block 52D is going to be a significant problem to my Hornet. Yep, he's out. Pioneers, get in the structure. Burn him down. Or rather, burn him out. Alright, I'm floating way too many points. Let's get a few more units involved. I'm going to try and get this cap, which is a bit risky. But if I can do it, I can start generating points. And I also want to have a Vickers over here for additional armor penetration potential. Alright, looks like the structure's finally mine. Took me long enough. This looks like a transport. There's the mortars. Unfortunately, the cheapest bomber I have is a Freedom Fighter, which is not really going to win any awards. It's basically a cheap solution that I put into this deck, because it only has a price tag of 70 points, which means that it's going to be completely lacking on speed, ECM, and basically everything else that's important in aircraft. But hopefully, it can survive just long enough to get its payload off and to get the hit in. Now, what exactly are you? Is that a Kyu? That's a Key 1. Optical failure, that's going to be a significant problem for him. There's a Beho. Ceasefire on the missiles. No, I want you to take out that target first. There's the mortars. Get a Freedom Fighter ready. Come on. You can hit the Beho. No, you can hit the 511. Okay. I think I destroyed most of their forces so far. Peace Pheasant. Missed. Fortunately, I'm not too worried about those bombers. They won't really do that much in the line of damage. What I do need is better spotting capability. So let's start moving up the command vehicles and let's start moving up the recon vehicles, especially those. Mortars are pushed back. Push. Now, for once, it looks like I'm actually doing okay. Which, I gotta say, is quite the welcome change from what I've been up to so far. Looks like a transport kill. Alright, that's close enough. If it's just a transport, then it's not too much of an issue. Let's push forward. Another Stormer. Because my AA, there we go, is non-existent. That's quite the problem. Oh, it's Mistrals in here. Yeah, another H1T coming in. OH6 coming in from the other end. More stormers, please. You guys, pick up the commandos. Come on. Shit. That is going to really hurt. Ooh. Yeah, that wasn't too good. Okay. Move. There's my CV. Vickers. Those bloody mortars are back. I thought I took most of those out already. There's one. Hit. Come on, Stormer, do it again. Yes, thank you. Well done. Hold. There, got a +2 going. Let's send forward a Challenger 1 Mark II. My engineers could move up, that'd be wonderful. Push. Contacts. Looks like transports to me. Other line, move up. Green jackets, commandos. Get in transports. And the Habium are in a bit of trouble. Stabilization malfunction. Alright. Oh, look. Okay, got one of those Aslavs 25s too close. Maybe used to come out with a PZF-3. Contact right. Pull back. Pull back. Take out the BHO first. We'll send over that cheap bomber that I had on standby. Give me another recon vehicle. So much for my Coyote. Not too close, gentlemen. Because there's still that. And okay. He left. So, a victory! A victory! 9 minutes, 51 seconds. First victory. What did I lose? Mostly infantry, I think. Grizzly, Stalwart, Coyote, Minigun Transports. Chieftain Mark 5s went down to helos. Yeah, that's a problem. I didn't have enough AA. I had one Stormer, which initially was okay. But as I started moving up over a larger front, it just completely messed up. Also, I think that he disconnected. I don't think that he surrendered, otherwise we would have seen that. Commandos got killed off with a Peace Pheasant. Yep, again an airstrike. Look at that. Airstrike. AH-1T is, let's say, another air attack. 52D got the Hornet, of course. Peace Pheasants. A K1 was able to kill the Coyote. Okay, let's go into the replay. Hoping that the replay list is going to load anytime soon, because this usually takes a while for me. I have a lot of replays. Come on then. I want to see what he started out with. Now, I'm thinking that I was dealing with a newer player. There, command infantry inside a helo. It's not a bad strategy, it's just a bit unusual. BHO 200, KM 900. He's starting with 3 CVs. Looking at the points he's spending, I'm not sure why you'd want to spend points immediately on mortars. Mortars, as far as I use them, are a sort of secondary line support vehicle, which only come in later in the battle. I mean, it's very nice if you can get them in soon, but it's close. Also, I think this guy had a lot of points in reserve, or he invested quite a bit in air power. Slow it down. This is where we first clash. Can he see me? That's where he can see me. Can I see him? Barely. Okay, note to self. Next time, bring an Aslav 25 TOW 2 or an Aslav 25 Recon to the front line. to actually spot what's going on, because other than these two transports, I could see just about as much as he did, which wasn't really enough. This is another bloody expensive machine, by the way. 70 points for 3 missiles. It's not that likely to kill off an aircraft, at least not in one hit. He's pushing a K1. K1s are pretty good tanks. 17 frontal armor, 16 armor penetration. I have 19 armor penetration and 19 frontal armor. So I'd be able to pen this guy, and he wouldn't be able to pen me. The Coyote manages to kill off the transports for the Hebungs, probably before he could even reliably see me. There. Now he has at least an idea that I'm over here. And at least by line of sight he could identify the units, especially the Challenger, thanks to the sheer size of that monster. The others, not so much. In the meanwhile, we're clashing over this town. Now, I wasn't so much trying to win that fight as I was just to try and get even. I wanted to get the other forces time to make it all the way to Alpha. Which, by the looks of it, he isn't covering at all. He does have another OH-6 over on the right, so that means that he's not entirely new. Now, I haven't looked at his stats, so I don't really know, but this signifies to me that he knows he can get flanked. Same over there. And these things are pretty cheap. They're 45 each. If I would have been helo rushing or trying to push a lot of forces along one flank, he would have noticed. Now I bring in an Aslav 25. I got my Hornet circling over. He is not new at this. He even has a Mistral close to his command infantry to try and make sure that he doesn't get attacked by a helicopter or an airstrike. UH-1 in his rear guard. So yeah, I don't think he's a new player. My tanks are trying to support the infantry. Fortunately, the buildings are blocking off most of the damage, because even while the Chieftain has 4 HE power, it's not really registering. My green jackets are slowly but steadily going down. Now the reason that I was walking these guys in is that I wasn't going to rely on their transports. I did see that there's Hebung 90 in there, and those have very accurate, very dangerous long range, or let's say medium range anti-tank weapons, which are extremely accurate. So if I had gotten too close, I would have been in a lot of trouble. Let's see what he can see. He knows that I have some forces here, but he's blind. He hasn't offloaded his recon. Curious. Over on the right, he knows that I'm getting closer to, let's say, his side of the forest. But other than that, he has nothing. H1T, here comes the Hornet to counter. He probably saw that and brought in the 52D, which is a significant investment. 160 points. The Hornet dodges 2. And there we go. Finally the last couple of AMRAAMs hit. And my plane goes down. Chekyonsa down to 1. Again, the tanks seem to be doing quite reliable damage. But, nah, oh, there we go. Gotta say, it's weird seeing my own forces as red, where they are blue for. But, you know, it's just blue on blue. Okay, so now he has pretty much no front line, especially over here. This was a really, really weak spot. I have the town, but neither of us really has a lot of recon going on. I at least know he has infantry in there. Or actually, it's the transport, I think. I wouldn't be able to see the infantry. Yeah, that's the transport. But anything else, I cannot exactly see. What is he bringing in? M36? You mean the Hellcat? Or is that the M18? I always get those two mixed up because they're so alike. Why would you want to use one of these? And where are you going to send them to? So it looks like they're taking the long way around, so he might be countering over there. He's setting up another ambush for me. At this point we're still even. I don't actually get any income. K1 gets killed off by the Challenger. So he pushes forward the transport with the recon inside. Curious. Peace Pheasant seems to try and do a bombing run on my forces, but couldn't quite spot them, and is forced to turn around. Now I'm pretty much as blind as he is. My recon was too far behind, and this flank didn't have recon altogether. Which worked out, but it's very, very risky play. I need to make sure I have reconnaissance over on that end, otherwise I would be in a lot of trouble if I'm playing against someone who's actually going to be countering me a lot harder than this guy was. He's pushing forward a command vehicle that he cannot defend. Okay. There's the M36s defending Bravo. Max is pushing up. I think that at this point I really could use the recon because I can barely see. And while the Maxis does have medium optics, good optics would have provided a lot more targets for that tank. So again, get more recon stealth. You really, really need it. My Rardin is slowly lumbering through the woods. Commandos pushing across, and this is where I went into AA trouble. I didn't have any AA other than the Stormer on this end. What's he doing? He's flying around with a block. I believe that this is the first match that I wasn't actually using radar guided AA, so his Block 52 doesn't really have anything to shoot at. Forces are coming in, that's the commandos. The AH-1T has been able to spot and actually do a lot of damage to my vehicles here. Maxis starts to take fire. I kill off a CV. Interesting. The AH-1T is now nailing my chieftain. That's 3 tanks that I lost in short succession. All because I didn't have AA. There's the M36s. Look at those guys burn through their field like crazy. Peace Pheasant comes in again. And seemingly does a friendly fire drop. Yeah, that was close. There's my transports coming back from the commandos and the green jackets. My Aslav is pushing up. What can he see? Not much. He doesn't know anything I'm doing. Vice versa. I can only see the area that I'm engaging at the moment, nothing else. But I am casting a very, very wide net around his forces, where he seems to be mostly on the defensive. There's that bloody Peace Pheasant again. Stormer will nail him this time around. Second missile going in, kills the Peace Pheasant. I lose the infantry. Commandos pushing through. M36 got, I believe, 1 shot off on the commandos and that's it. And this is when all of my units are going to start pushing up. That's the Hawk that I just killed off with the Aslav. Commandos are still slugging it out with the M36. The M36 has managed to kill off the transports. Now unfortunately these things have armor. Otherwise I would have been able to just kill them with a machine gun. His CV is firing. CVs are 130 points. That's also a significant investment. At least more than my 100 point CVs. Missile comes in from the Stormer, nails the CV. I'm suddenly at a +3. Here's my tank coming in. A coyote gets nailed by the beho by the looks of it. Try to put fire in on anything that I can see. And that's pretty much the end of the match. Yep, that's it. Alright, let's try to get 3 lessons from this, like I have been doing for the last couple of ranked games. By lessons I mean improvement points. I'd say 1, get more recon. The amount of recon that I had on my left flank that was pushing through Alpha, through the woods, was very, very low. I just didn't have enough. The second lesson, I would say, is get more AA, because while the one Stormer was a bit of a deterrent initially, later on it would have been completely overwhelmed by multiple helicopters. And 3, stop floating so many damn points. I usually had, I'd say, about 100 points in reserve, which isn't bad, but I could have been fielding more units and pushed through even faster. So those are my 3 learnings for today. Push through faster, get more forces in. 2, get AA. 3, get more recon. I'm always the one telling you guys to get more recon, and now I need to actually follow up on that lesson by myself. Anyway, to sum up, finally a win. Finally. I'm actually still a private. Let's see by the stats. Yeah, I'd say he is a newer player. I'm actually still a private. My rating is 1487. And if I get a few more points, I'm going to be making corporal. So I'm getting there, albeit slowly. Look at this. Ranked games 4. Victories 1. Defeats 3. Yeah. That leaves room for improvement, to put it mildly. Anyway, the first victory is in. And let's hope that's the first of many. If you have any more tips, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I think that I learned a lot. I hope you did too. And that I can start moving up to corporal, sergeant, and who knows whatever rank I'm able to get. But more on that next week. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week for more ranked battles.